Hey, welcome back. All right, while you were gone, over here I got a pot of grits going. The thing I want to tell you about your grits and about any starch, the water, it's very, very important to get the water to taste like seawater. All right, you want to put enough salt. Now, like when you're at the beach and the big wave hits you and you get a mouthful of water, that's what you want the water to taste like. If you do not get enough salt in the water in the beginning when you're cooking grits, rice, potatoes, pasta, any of that, you can't add enough salt afterwards to get it to taste right without it tasting salty instead of seasoned. So that's the number one thing I can tell you about cooking starches. And the only other thing I've done differently than the package instructions is I've added heavy cream. And we may have to add a little more to get the consistency right. But everybody always asks me, how do you get your grits so creamy? You add cream. It's that simple. So I'm going to go on and get a pan hot here so we can put our fish in. Now we're going to turn back to our crawfish sauce right now. All right, you can see this has been simmering away. And I tasted it. It tastes absolutely wonderful. Adjusted the seasoning, got the salt right. But it's a little too thin. We want it thicker than that. So what I'm going to do is in restaurants, we keep roux made all the time. All right, we make it 10 pounds at a time. And roux is looked at as this mystical thing. It's real simple. By weight, this is when you need to use a scale. By weight, equal parts flour and butter. Melt the butter, whisk in the flour, put it in a 325-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, and you'll end up with a medium brown roux. This will keep in your cupboard in a Tupperware container sealed for a month, okay? So you can always keep this around. So what I'm going to do is just take some of this and put it into our sauce and start stirring it around. If you're not using a ton of roux, you can keep it in your refrigerator and get, I don't know, a couple of months out of it. But if you're going to do that, bring it back to room temperature before you use it. All right, now we're just going to stir that around and make sure it's nice and dissolved, see if we're going to have to add any more. It doesn't look like we are. But another trick with roux, another thing to know, is you will not know how thick it's going to be until it comes back to a boil. So if you're thickening a soup, and that's why it's good to keep these around. Let's say you're going to make a nice shrimp bisque, crawfish bisque, any soup, and you'd like it thickened, a cream soup, you can just add a little roux and thicken it back up. So we're going to let this right here, I'm going to lower the heat on it and let it just hang out. I'm going to put the fire back under our grits, and now I'm going to move on to the fish. I'm going to show you how quick this fish is. We got about 4 minutes left, and I think we're going to have enough time to finish. So what I'm going to do is go to the refrigerator, grab our fish. Now, what I have here are beautiful mahi-mahi fillets. I mean, these are gorgeous. Nice and thick, bloodlines removed, skins off. This will be our presentation side, okay? This is the skin side. This is the side that I want up on the platter, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and just put some salt on both sides, all right? The seasoning, use kosher salt. I preach that every time, all right? But we want to use kosher salt, and you should see the salt on there. Now, this is our Creole seasoning. If the Creole seasoning you bought has salt in it, don't salt the fish first, or it'll be too salty. Okay? So we're going to take and put that on, and then we're going to shake off the excess, and then this pan right here is just starting to smoke. So we're going to put the fish, the side that I want the guest to see when I put it on the plate, that's the side I'm going to put down first, okay? So we're going to let that go for just a minute. Then we're going to flip it and put it in an oven. Let's take a quick look at our grits here. Okay, and I was right. They do need some cream. See how they got a little too thick on me? If I just add some heavy cream, they'll loosen right up. Now we're going to finish the shrimp and grits here as soon as I get this cream whisked in. Okay. Also, when you're adding your grits to your pan, you need to be whisking the water, because if you're whisking the water, then you won't end up with lumps, okay? So, there we go with the grits. Those are done. All right, I've just got a low heat on them. Now, go back to the refrigerator. Earlier, I cubed up some butter. It's important to keep this butter cold, okay? Start the pan moving and put the butter in. All right, what we want to do is build an emulsified sauce here. Okay, I don't want the butter just to melt. I want it to be a homogeneous mixture so that it has a sauce-like texture and not just melted butter. Okay, and you just stir this around, shaking it and add, on and off the heat to build it back up. Okay, and that's going to make your sauce for your shrimp and grits. Now, while that sits there and melts, we're going to come over here and we're going to flip our fish over. Got a nice crust on it. We're going to take that, pan and all, straight to a 450-degree oven. All right. That's going to take just a minute. Turn that burner off. This is done, so I can now finish up my shrimp and grits. Let me get a bowl right here. We'll use our whisk to just take and put some grits in the bowl. I love this dish. My brother from Guthrie's loves this dish too. He eats it a lot. So this is probably one of our best-selling lunch dishes. Take, swirl our butter in, make sure it's all nice and together. If you were going to make this for a bigger crowd and you needed it to hold and not break, as we call it, where the butter and the shrimps separate, you would take and add some cream to it and some roux, and that would hold it together. And take and put the shrimp on top of the grits along with the tasso. We'll set this out here where you can get a good look at it. The green onions earlier that we cut long ways, we'll put those on top. All right, our fish has got just another minute or so. We're going to let that go. In the meantime, I'll move this and get us a plate down. Now, I want y'all to send me some emails and tell me what it is y'all want to see. Tell me what you want to know how to do, what questions you've got. Anything that you want to know, send it to me. Let me know. chef@bluebistro.com. Also, I want to go on and tell you that we're already taking reservations for Mother's Day. We're going to be doing a buffet. We're going to be doing the buffet for brunch from 10:30 to 3 on Mother's Day. Reservations are already starting to book up, so you may want to go on and give us a call now and let us know. If you call and we happen to not be there because we're closed on Mondays or we're busy prepping for lunch and somebody doesn't get the phone, just leave a message. We'll get back to you. Now, our fish is done, all right? So what did that take? About 3 minutes to cook that piece of fish. We're going to take and put it there, and then we're going to take our crawfish tail sauce and put it right over top. So that is blackened mahi-mahi with crawfish tails and sauce Nantua, along with shrimp and grits. So both of these are on the menu all the time. You can come in and get them whenever you'd like. I'm Chef Kevin Brooks. This is the Chef's Table. Again, email me, chef@bluebistro.com. I'll see you next week.